Buccaneer. This is the Bug. Hello, Resistors. It's Bug time. Are you all sitting comfortably? No? Good. That's as it should be. This is the Bug. I'm Andy, and joining me to analyse the latest blowflies to emerge from the corpse of once free Britain, it's Alice.
Hello, Andy.
And today, we're going to talk to you about Albion, your friends and mine. Alice, the government has extended Albion's contract and have also boasted that violent crime has plummeted to a record low. Now, extending Albion's contract, to me, that's like having a pet dog, Nigel, for the sake of argument, that attacks you every single day and thinking to yourself, wouldn't it be nice if Nigel had puppies?
That contract has been extended so many times. It's like the neck of a politician that's criticised the government.
I'm not sure entirely how those contract extension negotiations went. Probably like a footballer. In the old days, Albion's agent was leaking stories to the press about how our favourite private militia was being tapped up by Barcelona. The government panics and thinks we're better get them signed before it's too late. But still, violent crime, record low, although I imagine it probably depends exactly how you count it. If you include violent crime committed by the state, either themselves or via Albion, their chosen violent crime contractors, who provide such a very valuable bargain service of beating people up, well, they're probably not quite as low as the figures suggest.
I don't know. I think they're probably right. Who has the opportunity to commit violent crime these days anyway? The moment you pick up a fruit knife, you get tasered by a robot policeman and deported for looking Bulgarian. It's a much more peaceful society. It's just much less of a society.
I want to know the details of the contracts. Alice, are they paid per dissident duffed up? Is it a set rate for each extrajudicial state mugging? And what is that rate? What do you think?
Well, they certainly look like they're trying to hit a quota of some kind.
Well, what is the set rate? Is it 99.95 cryptos bargain? It seems very reasonable indeed. I imagine they don't ask too much anyway, Albion, because it's just so nice to get paid for doing your hobby anyway, isn't it? I imagine it doesn't even feel like work.
I mean, who needs violent crime anymore anyway? You know, you can just starve to death without even starting.
Hello, you're through to number 10 Downing Street. Hello, is the Prime Minister there, please? Let me just check. Sorry, you've missed him. I'm afraid he's popped out for the decade. Oh, never mind. Is there anyone else I can talk to? Yes, of course. There's a shady cabal of vested interests who control them and put them up in power. Great, I'll have a chat with them then.
Oh, and you get away with
Area is secure. Over.
Love a bit of company. But when you've only got just a lot, I mean, my neighbours are all my friends and family are boring. Company excluded. Please refrain from...
Good day.
You lot certainly know how to pick your targets. You do know that Albion have set up their headquarters in there, right?
Yes, I was conscious for the last 6 months, but Nigel Cass has a meeting planned to unveil his new project. Whatever ghastly thing he's up to, we have to stop it.
Fucking Nigel Cass. You're right. Nothing good can come of this. Luckily, I hear loads of sob stories working in a pub. And near this place, quite a few from Albion are dissatisfied with the status quo. You turn on the charm, and I'm sure you can get one to join the good guys. Even got a candidate in mind.
Isn't that interesting? Can you send me their personal info?
I'll have Bagley push it along. Good luck, love.
We're aware of an Albion employee who might be approachable.
Converting one of those Albion swamp creatures won't be easy.
They're jackbooted thugs who regularly murder civilians. If finding a disenchanted employee is really that difficult, humanity's much worse off than I thought. It would also be quite useful to have someone on the inside.
For however long that lasts, Nigel's real good at sniffing out spies.
Personal experience speaking.
Yeah, not really in a sharing mood right now, fam.
You look like someone who might want to fight for London.
You're DedSec, right? Got a situation you can help with.
Perhaps. What's the situation?
My mate's got this rare autoimmune disorder. They haven't been able to get their medicine for months because the NHS is so fucked. But a Clan Kelly doctor offered to help him. For the right price, of course. So I put up the money for the treatment.
Go on.
The drugs worked. For a while. Except now, my mate's hooked on them. And the bastard doctor just increased his prices.
What a miserable specimen. Leave it to us, all right? We'll get you those meds.
Facial recognition is required to keep the citizens of London safe.
No, I entirely understand.
Well, this quote-unquote doctor is a real winner.
Yeah, okay, yeah. All right.
Fines and arrests from the state for not having the optic would pretty much be enough.
I mean, what do you mean by privacy problems? No one really talks about that anymore.
They don't talk about it.
Back and ready. Ain't the first time man's been scraped up, no worries.
Price of admission, I'm afraid. Good to have you back in fighting shape.
Owning basically all the data about your life. Bloom can see everything that you can see. Nothing is private anymore. There are so many times when I don't want anyone to have a clue about where I am, who I'm chatting with, what I'm doing. It's not even dodgy stuff, but I just don't want anybody to blackmail with me with this in the future by hacking it. And because of Bloom's contracts with the government, it isn't just Bloom that can see everything I do, it's the government. The UK as a state has become a complete surveillance paradise.
I think you're painting a bit of a bleak picture. It's not all that bad.
No, you're completely wrong on this. I don't want everybody tracking me wherever I'm going around London.
Well, in that case, you might be interested in some rumours I heard. Did you hear that some DedSec hackers have found a way to bypass the optics connection with Bloom?
Are they actually making it better or usable or actually friendly for anybody?
Well, word on the street is that they've been able to create an encrypted signal, which means that your world might have a chance of becoming a bit more private again, so you could go back and enjoy all the great things about Optic without that fear of surveillance.
With the Optic, privacy's dead.
As the hunger strike of 6 migrants currently being held at the Kennington Oval enters its 10th day, officials released a statement indicating that force-feeding procedures would commence in order to safeguard the lives of the protesters. International agencies have called the situation a humanitarian crisis. Join us on GBB tonight as we look at migrants, detention, and the prospects for a solution to this complicated and contentious issue.
Hello, Resistors, this is the Butt. On today's show, Alice and I will be looking at the big questions, such as, are we less than 2 years away from being able to turn a sausage back into a live pig? Did we actually need polar bears anyway? What do they really do? If I put Optic on my dog, can I train it to take itself for a walk and do my shopping on the way home? And is tennis real? But first... I mean, it's a question that no one's really addressed of late. London is going to be safer than ever, Alice. SIRS is installing thousands of additional CCTV cameras. So nice there. Still looking like soccer in this year.
Yeah, it puts a lot of fun into my life now. I get to play this role-play game where I pretend to know my loved ones better than some twat behind a screen in the Cerza headquarters.
I mean, I guess we shouldn't complain. I mean, Cerza really just stepping into the vacancy left when it became patently obvious that God had retired. We think the similarities, omnipresent, omniscient, judgmental, stripping away your finances and freedoms, dishing out random punishments.
Enigmatic founder of Broker Tech. Everyone knows her name, but
Wait, courgettes, banned courgette. I can take you banning courgettes. I'm happy with that.
Makes me feel important knowing that I'm being watched with everything I do, Andy.
Well, it's just not reassuring, isn't it? It's like having an extra aunt.
This is the aunt that gets drunk at Christmas and vomits in the kiddie pool, right?
Get that on. This is the bug on the Buccaneer. Let's move on now to sport. Well, the closest thing we have to sport now, riots. I mean, riots are my favourite sport now, Alice, ever since they turned the Oval from a cricket ground into the immigration processing centre. And yeah, rioting it's a great sport. It's fun for all the family. It's guaranteed action. It's pleasingly violent. I mean, I know the underdogs never win, but I mean, that's like top level of football at Big Gun, but it's still fun to root for, isn't it? Go team, people of Britain. Oh, never mind, you've been crushed by the senior in the state again. Still, good effort, lots of positives to take away from today's riot. I'll come back stronger next time. My luck's going to turn, I can feel it. It's our season. It's our season.
You can't spell riot without right. And by right, I mean right wing.
So, who do we turn to support and resistance in artificial intelligence and bad news,
I need some help here. All units, possible suspect or suspects reported near your location.
The Clan Kelly doctor you're looking for is close by. Seems he's got a laptop with him too, presumably with a folder somewhere on it labelled Crimes.
Control. I've lost the target. Begin searching.
Sirs. Why worry if you
I gotta get out.
Compliance is mandatory. Disobedience will be met with force.
In pursuit. I repeat, we are in pursuit.
Right, let's spread out and look.
I'm terminating the search.
It's gonna be hard to explain.
Fall back. Over.
There's the laptop.
Hey, you almost done?
Am I done? Do you want to go through all the effort to encrypt all of this shit?
Laptop scraped. Get to safety while I analyse the data.
Nah, that don't look right. We need a lockdown.
I found them at warehouse when experimental drugs are being stored. I'm sure Mary Kelly won't mind if you nick a few.
Find whoever's behind this.
Andy. Just last week I went with a broken arm and they suggested it might just be extreme period pain and prescribed me a drink of water and an astrology chart.
We can't be too far away from them just prescribing stiff upper lip like they do in the Blitz.
My uncle had a leg removed due to diabetes. They halved his insulin because they said there was less of him to be diabetic.
So, anyway, people, don't believe what you read or hear about there not being enough medical drugs to go around. It's not true. It's hospital hogwash, it's pharmaceutical flim-flam, it's medical mendacity, it's Hippocratic humbug, it's nonsensical narcotic nincompoop. I think I've made the point. Do not believe the news telling you that we've run out of medicine, nor should you believe the empty shelves at the chemists. They're also lying. Do not believe your doctor saying, sorry, we're fresh out of that, you're going to have to eat a carrot and pretend. And do not believe your own cobweb-ridden medicine cabinet at home. It might look empty, but it's not, for it contains the only medicine any of us truly need. Stirring music, please, producer Chris. Freedom. The medicine of British freedom. And the analgesic knowledge that however ill you may be, Bloom are keeping an eye on things for you.
I'm investing heavily in the placebo effect right now. You're listening to The Bug.
Obviously, I don't entirely mean that, because what is the first rule of the third millennium? If someone in power tells you something is fake news, what is it? Correct. A 110% cast iron, tungsten-coated, granite-scented, cosmically immutable, scientifically unarguable fact. But surely, Alice, the more important question for all these medicine freaks whinging on about feeling a bit poorly or having a fatal but curable illness and slowly dying unnecessarily is this. Do we actually need medicine? If you today got diagnosed with a potentially fatal illness, would you not look around at the nation that we've become and think, hey doc, put your life-saving treatment down, I'm going to take this free one-way bus out of here. Now hold that pillow over my face until the twitching stops.
I just don't think we should think of it in such a negative way. Don't think of it as a medicine diet, Andy. Think of it as a series of healthy lifestyle swaps. Swap out anti-inflammatories for antacids. Swap out the iron lung for the aluminium lung. Swap out MRI machines for Mary machines, which is just a lady called Mary telling you you're fine.
Obviously, critical shortages are as much part of our daily lives, our society and our culture today as things like football, music and complaining about the weather used to be in the old days. And, well, food shortages, yeah, we just learn to live with them, don't we? And there's a lot of positives as well with all these food shortages. I mean, we were eating too much anyway as a nation. The government's just helping us live healthier lifestyles. It's so hard to diet on your own, isn't it? You need the support of a friend or a loved one or a government or collapsing social infrastructure. Positive too, meat, very bad for the environment. So we're actually rebuilding the polar ice caps every time we eat a scrap of lettuce. Positive three, the human race had already cooked all the recipes it needed. There was nothing more to be done with food. We've done that. We can tick it off. We've done it. I was bored of food anyway. I've been eating it all my life. If you've been doing the same thing 3 times a day, 4, sometimes 7, or even 8 times a day, you're bound to get bored of it. And also, final positive, no more meal times. Frees up all that extra time for appreciating all the selfless hard work that Albion do to keep us all safe.
Well, as you say, Andy, people are drawn to novelty, and everyone's had breakfast once. Why you got to keep having it again and again?
Boring, repetitive. There's enough of that in life, it is. You are listening to The Bug. Well, another story that has come to the fore recently is that all European imports have been banned for public health reasons, which is great news. I mean, at least we can get ill eating good, home-produced, locally sourced, British, industrially unsafe food. That's something we can all cling to. Public health reasons, those are curious words. Alice, I don't know, is that in case the public gets too healthy to the Mediterranean?
Auto drive now disabled.
But British tummies, spelt, nettles, rabbit, that's all we need. That's all we need in the glory days. Everyone round to Nigel for dinner.
Who needs Italian olives when you can eat pickled rubber bands in a soup of regret? Who needs a nice cheese when you can eat a lukewarm, unspecified rat meat pie with 0 spices?
Sand, nettles, and bits of dead fox. That's all we needed to eat in the glory days. Let's make Britain great again. That's all from The Bug today. Good night, sleep tight, and make sure the bed bugs do bite.
You're listening to The Bug.
May cause nausea, vomiting, and headaches. You're listening to The Bug, the Resistance comedy show brought to you by the Buccaneer Network. I'm Andy, joining me, as always, Alice.
I'm excited to be here. Apparently, the Resistance is not going well.
Again? Well, there has been some news about DedSec, the Resistance and/or terrorist organisation, delete according to preference. Not preference, sorry, delete according to whether or not you work for the government, SIRS, Bloom, the Kellys, or Albion. According to a SIRS official, DedSec is no longer a threat, which I guess is true in that it was never a threat in the first place. Reminds me of when my great-aunt Gladys had her appendix out. Oh, Andy, that surgeon's a real threat, waggling that knife at me, trying to knock me out. What they call a scalpel and an anaesthetic, Gladys. Anyway, if SIRS officials say DedSec is dead and buried, I guess we have to assume that DedSec has never been stronger. But I do worry, Alice. I mean, sometimes I think, Is there any hope? Do you still have hope?
I don't think I'm allowed to have hope. We're living in the self-selected, algorithmically designated information equivalent of a propaganda state, and every resistance that I've ever seen is weaker than the British pound. I feel like hope is an expensive thing to buy these days.
Right. I mean, is it all totally pointless? Or, I mean, it can feel pointless, but then again, I've spent almost all of my life doing pointless things like watching sport, thinking about sport, thinking about watching sport, learning French and hoping for a better future. All completely pointless. But yeah,
I'm detecting a vehicle nearby with at least 2 years' worth of treatments inside. That's more than enough to wean our contact's friend off the treatment.
Okay.
There's the vehicle with the drugs in it. Try not to destroy it.
Give up! I got you, bro. Where's mine?
This is a highly placed Albion informant, or as they're called in America, a narc. And if there's one thing I know about the people of London, it's that they always like to see a rat get its... Muppets, good on you.
Thank you. Got the vehicle. Now what?
I found a safe location where our friend can pick it up. Sending you the coordinates now.
far-right media outlets developing and then left-wing media outlets developing to combat those and kind of challenge the mainstream newspapers, TV stations, radios, and make sure people were questioning the validity and truth of the information they were receiving. So whilst the digital afforded more fake information, it also makes us suspicious and sceptical of information and makes us question the information we're getting. And I think in pre-crisis Britain it might not have seemed great at the time, but there was something positive about that there was a lot of trust in the media and in the different kinds of truths that were being told. Whereas now, I think you're seeing a return to a more traditional and older pre-digital sense, actually, of people just trusting what they're...
It's been handled. The drugs are secure. With a bit of care, you should be able to wean your friend off them. I'll have our AI give you the details.
Just say how I can repay you.
DedSec could always use more people. Interested?
Yeah. I'm ready to make a difference.
Very hopeless indeed, but I think, the fact that you're out there listening, we're in here talking, shows that there is still space to combat the false truths and disinformation that's being sold to us.
We're aware of an Albion employee who might be approachable.
By all the technologies that they have at their disposal and all the financial and corporate power and all the physical power, it's never quite possible to shut down people's desire to get to the truth and fight for their own ideologies and values, and we're out here starting that path.
Here with me, Tash. We'll be back soon with more of what you'll never hear on the channel. Keep listening, keep sharing, and keep resisting.
Run it.
Jump it.
Climb it.
Conquer it.
Whatever you're doing this weekend, Scoreline has the gear you need to get your heart racing. You do it, we close it. Scoreline. We're more than sports.
Devourer, nibbling away on the rotting carcass of a once free Britain. Hello, Resistance fans. You're listening to the Punk Podcast, the objective voice of objection in its most objectionable world. I am Andy, not my real name, so good luck finding me, Monsieur Bruton. My real name is, in fact, Andrew, and I live in, note this down, a deluded pseudo-reality of my own making, which is in fact the most densely populated place on Earth these days, overcrowded, some might say. Joining me, as always, my next-door neighbour in these Netherlands of nonsense, it's Alice.
Yes, indeed, it is Alice. Alice, who the bleep is Alice? I am not going to tell you that, but you can just sort of sense it from the timbre of my voice.
Let's spin the wheel and find out where we're getting today's news from.
Here, Jonathan here. I've got a new reel with at least one other place on it. And the headline today, Alice, our borders are straight. We can all sleep easy in our well-bordered beds. 4,000 illegals were deported. By existing, and of course the legality is contagious as some of most free of skin.
You look like the sort who might want to take back their city.
So, you are with DedSec, yes?
Let's just call me well-connected.
Okay, I have a problem with Plank Alley. Maybe you will help me.
Go on.
Okay, listen to me. Some low-level dummies have been putting pressure on old people and shopkeepers for their money. Typical gangster shit. I can take all their crypto by one transaction, but I need their private key.
Ah, and you need DedSec's help to find it.
Exactly. With that file, I'll be able to get back everything they stole. Do this, and I will owe you a favor. Trust me, this is a good thing for you.
All right. We'll see what we can do.
That's my time to retreat.
Network traffic points to the private key being on some kind of mobile server, probably a van in one of their hideouts.
We want to stop people coming to as unpleasant as possible, so...
So we absolutely are doing that, Andy.
Well, you know, fair play to the government for helping us with that. Another option, extend the white...
Now tipped off.
Welcome to DedSec, darling. We are just thrilled to have you.
Fuck yeah. Ready to help make a difference.
Yeah.
In case you forgot, the private key you're after is on a server in a van.
Yep.
That's the vehicle there.
bloody door. Hacked vehicle, lock it down. Fuck's sake!
Get out of the area! Someone's hacking
us. That's some spooky shit, bruh.
Nothing's here. I'll look somewhere else.
Find the pecker that hacked those wheels.
All day.
Find that fucker. Shit.
Not here, moving on.
Got someone down here?
Spread out.
Gonna take a look. Let's catalog that up again. Crypto key is ours, but I may have made a bit of a scene. Back, get me a good drop site and tell our hacker pal to meet us there.
Got it. Pushing the coordinates now. You're being followed. You'll have to do something about that before you can deliver the vehicle. That's done it. You've gotten away.
Never seen again.
No, Andy, I didn't hear that one.
Boom. Set up. Punchline. Classic. For those of you unfamiliar with it, it's the Immigration Processing Centre is, of course, where so many of our guests to Britain go for a longer than desirable game of involuntary hide and seek. You are listening to The Bar. I will conclude by saying, out of all the things wrong with Britain today, I think immigration is right up there, Alice. When you think of all the health professions we've stolen from overseas over the years here in Britain, it's quite possible that all these people are just coming here to try to get an appointment with their local doctor.
Yes, Andy, certainly as someone who came from the expanded arm of the empire when Britain was still reaching out rather than folding in on itself. Most of us just come here to visit our stuff in the museums.
It's the British way.
Speaking of international movement, Britain has recalled all European ambassadors after a spy scandal. I think this is probably a good thing, because British foreign politicians are always putting their foot in their mouths. How much worse can they do if they're not there? I mean, by definition, the fact that there's a spy scandal means that they were terrible spies. The point of spies is that there's never a spy scandal.
Yeah, but let's give credit to all the spies that haven't been in scandals and therefore might as well not exist.
Well, they've arrested those German spies in that SIRS crackdown on the illegals in Hackney, and I think that's a sad thing. I think I used to think of Germans as quite scary, but that was because I'd been watching World War II movies where the Germans all have English accents. They speak in that very precise way. It's very, we have ways of making you talk, and now Germans all have that American accent where it's all welcome to the party. We're having a really nice time. They're much friendlier Germans. Let them stay.
Hey, weren't you supposed to be here to drain the account?
Don't worry, I'm nearby. Clan Kelly can't see me grabbing that key over wireless. I need to cover my tracks.
Please, that'll never happen. We'll be in and out before... Oh, no. There they are. Clan Kelly hostiles incoming.
Fantastic. All right, I'll keep the goons busy while you run the download.
On it!
Joining me, as always, is Alice. And Alice, hold the front page. Technology apparently is here to stay. There's no way around that now.
You've made it your whole life, not die. Don't quit yet.
But new tech is creating 4,000 jobs. Count them all, 4,000. 4,000 new jobs. Thanks to this new tech investment.
I mean, that's a very exciting thing if you're someone who wants to work in the tech sector, but I can only assume that this tech investment has created 4,000 jobs that will immediately be taken by robots.
Even if they're not, there'll be jobs that no one in their right sane mind would actually want to do, but that's the price of progress, I guess. And we have to embrace the way technology is taking over everything, because maybe this is a ray of hope for us in this dark universe. That technology will, in fact, render us all obsolete, and we won't need humans at all. Look at the bad things that are happening now.
You lived, but you will die someday. Best to make peace with that now.
All the bad things that are happening now, all the bad things that have ever happened, all involve human beings. They're always involved, whatever.
Transfer complete. I'll open a channel to our hacker friend.
Thank you so much. Such a big help. I will be...
You could even program it to have a tiny server of conscience.
We have an Albion operative on our roster. We should let them know they're needed.
Again, I insist that there's never been a Prime Minister, Andy. I've never seen him, I've never heard of him. The only times I ever hear what the Prime Minister does is when nothing happens.
I mean, we have reached the point where, and I've thought this for a long time, we would be better off if the Prime Minister was a watermelon. No, it would be, I think we'd all be happy with that. We'd all know understood.
You hear him being praised for his diplomatic skills all the time, but the best mark of diplomacy is when nothing happens. So good diplomacy is indistinguishable from him doing absolutely nothing.
You understand?
Hope you're ready to teach the powers that be a lesson. Welcome to DedSec.
Yes, I'm ready to go bastard hunting with you lot.
Hells yes! I haven't done nothing, right? Yeah.
Nigel Cass's meeting will begin soon. Approach the Tower of London when you're ready.
Is severe. Heightened security measures have been effective throughout the city.
No, I'm not having it.
Albion drones is a criminal offense.
Listening to the bar. 4,000 new dream jobs for everyone.
Wow,
All I can say, Alex,
you're
is that
big.
I'm very glad that my children studied drama at school, because that has set them up for life in modern Britain. That is the one core skill they need, the ability to pretend that they are living happy and fulfilled lives, that they have jobs that are worth doing, and that they're making the planet a better place, and that they control their own destinies, and that they have even a parody of a private life, and that they can smile without crying. That's what drama teaches them to do, crucial skills in this day and age. Of course, it's not just the jobs that have been technologicalised beyond all recognition, it is also all reality. Thanks once again to Optic. According to Bloom, the Optic system is now the most secure it's ever been. And, well, of course, I mean, it's so convenient, Optic, isn't it? It saves us so much time and hassle trying to exist in the kind of realm of reality. I don't even need to bother with that. I mean, sure, the government has hacked into my soul and now basically monitors my every waking moment and thought. But at least I don't have to type "where's my nearest coffee shop" into a search engine. At least I don't have to waste anything between 8 and 12 seconds every day going online to look up how to make a bowl of muesli. And at least I'm not frittering away my precious mental energies thinking, what do I actually think?
Optic is so secure, Andy. It's more secure than a teenage girl reading a women's magazine. It's more secure than a comedian with a drinking problem. It's more secure than a young man who's just got his first motorcycle license.
Finally, before we go today, bug off
to the Prime Minister, who has once again FRO to who knows where.
If we're lucky, word hasn't spread that you've hung up your jackboots. Just try to put on your meek, harmless, broken by the system face. Oh, and don't forget your uniform.
that's odd. Best pub. Best fish and chips. Best rum. Oh, fuck!
Looking sharp. Your ex-colleagues won't pay any attention to you unless you let them take a close look.
Give me a break.
Don't bang on your optic. There.
A word of caution now we're inside. Any disturbance in here and Nigel Cass will surely cancel his meeting. Avoid being detected by your former colleagues or this operation is a bust.
Search the area. Nigel won't have anything important on this floor.
You seem to know a lot more about him than the average person.
Yeah. I was Albion too, if you hadn't twigged to that. Me and Cass were close once. Looked up to him.
Huh.
He was bigger than life, fam. Literally a tech genius. And I was just a gearhead kid. I wanted to be like him. That's why I joined up.
Seriously?
Didn't find out he was a murderous prick until later.
Project the director's presenting upstairs at the game change. Can't wait to see it roll out. This is going to make our shops double
The
cheese.
Exmoor pony is Britain's oldest native breed.
The logo.
The breed
Tag logo cameras, maybe they're on
during the Second
CTOS.
World War, when trigger-happy troops used them for target practice.
Come out! You know that.
Intruder alert! Intruder alert!
Don't let them escape.
Someone opened fire at St James's Park. Injured 2 people before the drones got. Killed those drones. Just keep going about it. I'll be a straight This is bullshit. Fuck you doing? Put that away. I've got nothing here so far.
So can you tell me a little bit more about how the retrofits are going?
Everything has been seen like this before. Bare damn boots before coming in. Like I haven't got enough to do. Dealing with
Never skipped. We need to regroup.
best vision is a war against crime. But Albion is here to protect our rest. We haven't had a chance. No collaborate. Work together.
How about you? That's an immense relief to me.
I heard someone saying DedSec
won't get it. They better not be just a bunch of terrorists pretending to have morals.
This door clearly requires a security pass.
Great.
Have you seen them? The selfie things are massive, aren't they? Yeah, really.
The safety of my peers? Not really. I don't trust mercs with trigger-happy Albion gets it. Fight fire with fire. Don't infect terrorists. Show them what British life is made of. It's the same way we became a world power. Sheer strength and unrelenting force.
Yeah,
It's the only way we're gonna make
But
it.
there's always an element that's gonna resist order, right?
Sure, but I thought we'd taken care of it. Stand down!
Intruder alert! Intruder alert!
I don't think we've been introduced.
Everything is proceeding on schedule, and Mr. Cass is
They're down close construction.
I got nothing to report.
I heard someone saying DedSec was back.
They better not be. Just a bunch of terrorists pretending to have morals.
This door clearly requires a security pass.
Great.
Use one of the nearby computers to create your forgery.
Be careful.
I'm sorry, yeah, so long. Go fuck yourself. Just can't hold it back any longer, you know?
Better put that thing away.
Stand there and we just be a bunch of overbearing